Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name is Travis.
And we are continuing on with the finals of the 4th season of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. Now, a couple things before we begin. One, you may notice that I am wearing a Brain Pulp hat. So originally, I had put up some merchandise, I guess, at TeePublic. And I still have that shop there, but I've found that there's another sort of online store that does basically the same sort of thing. Redbubble, which is where I got the hat, because they actually have hats, and TeePublic doesn't have hats. This is not supposed to be me slamming one company for the other, and neither is sponsoring me, so who cares what I say. But the store at Redbubble, I actually purchased some stuff just to sort of test out what the products were like there. I ordered a oversized poster, and I ordered this hat. The hat, I think, turned out pretty nice. It actually fits quite well. And it's got a nice, clean sort of image on it. So I was quite happy with that. And if that's sort of an indication of what their printing is like, then it seems to be quality. And the poster I ordered did actually arrive a bit damaged. But within an hour of me mentioning this to Redbubble, they had contacted me back and already initiated sending me a brand new poster at no expense. So everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah.
It's how you go about fixing them when you do, and they did an amazing job. So there is a link. This is an above and beyond type of thing. No one should feel like they need to buy Brain Pulp merchandise.
What a salesman.
I know I undersell stuff like this. You also don't have to subscribe. You don't have to, please like and subscribe. It really, really helps. But that's the free thing that you can do. But if you do want, like, if you're looking for a hat and you're like, hey, I really would love a smiling brain on my hat, check out the description below, because there's a link to the Redbubble store. Now,
Red Bull store?
Redbubble store.
You know, just to be safe, put a Red Bull link down there too, in case you want liquid refreshment.
Not a sponsor, but I actually don't like.
No, I don't like that Red Bull either.
I like Rockstar for my energy drink needs. The other thing, a few things. This is the point where we talk. There will be a card that will show up saying this is the point where we talk, and you can skip it if you don't want to hear us talk. But in the comments section, having recently asked whether or not you guys mind us chatting, overwhelmingly, people seem to actually enjoy the interaction.
Really?
Yes.
You and me?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. This is why we definitely should try to do some sort of podcast at some point.
Yeah.
Now, in the spirit of chatting about things that aren't Magic related, I've recently got a haircut. The first one since the beginning of the pandemic. My hair at one point, without me actually sort of trimming it, because I had no other choice, was down to my shoulders. It was, as my wife would say, not the greatest look for me at this time. I used to be having hair like that when I was in university, but that was a million years ago. So now that I'm an adult and not a teenager, as my wife reminds me, this is like the new hairdo, and I feel very good about it. Very nice. Shorter than it's ever been in my entire life.
The buzz?
Not necessarily the buzz, but I had them, normally I have them use like just sort of scissors, not shaved. This time I had them use the shears. The other thing is, I've recently went for an eye appointment in the first time in 12 years. So now we're going to be matchy when it comes to this sort of thing. Because on camera, I'm now going to be wearing these glasses. And I'm hoping it improves my play a little bit. I like to think that what was causing the problems before. But we will see. But for those of you, I wanted to start off without the glasses because I know this can be very disconcerting for people.
Well, and how many years Clark Kent Superman? Like, she couldn't figure it out. So
exactly. So I was a little bit worried that people would be like, oh my God, where's Ed? Because God knows.
Who's this reporter here trying to save the day?
So there we go. So that's, a bunch of interesting things that have been going on. Travis, I recently picked up some cards for you.
Yes.
Because you're trying to build or augment a commander deck?
I'm constantly putting in new cards to my commander decks because I don't like switching back and forth. And certain cards, like, this is really good in that deck, and this is really good in that deck. So I'm constantly finding ones so I don't have to do that because I'm lazy. But I like to buy every now and then. But nothing terribly expensive, you know. That Gretchen Twitch Willow? Titchwillow?
Titchwillow.
Gretchen Titchwillow.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
Was an uncommon legendary creature from the Dragon set, Dungeons and the Dragons. Not just the Dragon set, the Dungeons and the Dragon set.
The Adventure in the Forgotten Realms.
Yeah. And has a very similar mechanic to Thrasios, who is a partner commander from the partner set from 2013? No, couldn't be. Anyhow, the original partner set, he was a merfolk wizard or something like that. Really popular, really expensive card. Even when they reprinted it in Commander Legends, it didn't do much to the price. So this is like a budget kind of version of that card. And I'm not going to put it as a commander, but I'm going to use it to buff up my Simic deck. Cool. Try it out.
These cards will be flashing on screen because I will have looked them all up. Even though...
Yeah, you can see them on screen. You can compare the two abilities and how close they are versus like a 49
I wasn't going to do that, put them side by side, but now I will.
Okay.
They'll be side by side right now. You can see the comparison between the two.
Now I'm going to really throw them under the bus. You can put the prices up there too.
So and there's explosions happening in the background of one of them. And...
some visual effects. But no, if you're going through all that trouble, put the prices up so you can see it's like a 47 card versus probably a $47 card or something in Canada.
Now, I picked up this order for you recently when I went and got some new Challenger. The challenge. I now have the Challenger 2020 and 2021 decks, and I have the new Arena Starter kit decks.
I'm requesting about that, but that can wait.
So when Travis knew that I was going to our one of our local card shops,
you offered.
I mean, that's the thing. We do. We say, hey, I'm going to be going out here because it's not super far away from us, but it's not close, not super close either. So we're usually like, hey, I'm heading out there. Anything you need me to pick up? And he's like, I have some singles. Here's the order number. And here's a password that you need to tell them in order to get them to give you the cards. And I thought you were joking about the password because all you have to do is call this store and say, hey, a buddy of mine named so-and-so is picking up my order. That's all you have to do. You don't have to have them.
You don't have to call. Just put it in the comments of the order.
Yeah. But what was the password again? Do you remember what it was?
It was Laszlo Funny Pants.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I want to check my email now to see if I use the term have to use the password or if I just said, here's the password.
The instructions on it when they went and got your order was, my friend is picking it up, but make him recite this before he's allowed to do it. And then it was Laszlo. It was either Laszlo Funny Pants or Laszlo Fancy Pants, one of the two.
Fair enough. Might have been Fancy Pants.
Yes.
I think it was Funny Pants, but no, that's like a way back thing. We got a hotel once in the city back when you were young, and that seemed like a good idea. We'll go party in a hotel because I don't know, our house isn't good enough. And I told the guy to tell Steve that Steve had to give the password to get the mag card, and it was Laszlo Funny Pants. The guy's looking at me like, I'm like, no, he'll know. Don't worry.
You've done it to Steve too.
Oh yes,
excellent. Okay, so that's your go-to thing. Yeah, okay. Because I was sure
to make people jump.
I was really hoping it was just something I wasn't going to have to. Not that it was the most embarrassing. You could have made that a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
I keep it clean, usually,
But getting back to the actual order that I did, I said the Challenger decks, 2020, 2021, and the Arena Starter Kit. The one that came out with the Adventure in the Forgotten Realms. So I wasn't sure what you guys want to see because I know in the comment section, overwhelmingly, we're going to have to do some sort of Commander video at some point because overwhelmingly people want Commander.
Yeah.
And it's so much so that we're definitely listening, and I'm going to figure something out. Possibly with the new expansion coming out, I may pick up those two Commander decks, and we may, even if it's just right now, just a 1v1 Commander situation, we will be doing some sort of Commander because you guys definitely seem to want it. In that vein, I mean, we were recording the day that I picked this stuff up, which is on a Monday. This first video is being released on a Friday. So I put a poll up after I got back from the card store. So there wasn't a whole lot of time between this poll and when we actually started recording, but I want to give people an opportunity to sort of sound off and let me know what they would like to see as far as the next couple videos go, because we have these new decks. So I did a poll, and I have the results of that poll right now for the first 3 hours, and I was a little bit surprised. The first one, at 0%, was Battle It Out with the Forgotten Realms Arena Starter Kits. And I was surprised because more than a few people had sort of suggested those. Yeah. So the fact that it was 0%, that's fine. I hear you. You're not going to see that in this video, obviously. 10%, we waited long enough, time to play the 2020 Challenger decks. So some response to that, but not that overwhelming. 34% said, do the 2021 Challenger decks while they're still standard legal, which makes sense. I thought that was going to come in first. So I thought instead of finishing off the Planeswalker deck challenge or showdown, we were going to be doing that. But at 55%, finish off season 4 of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. So that's what we're doing right now. But the next series of videos after we finish this off, and for those of you waiting for the guild kits to be finished, I apologize, will be the 2021 Challenger decks. So we're going to be playing the finals right now, getting to the actual meat and potatoes of this. Now that I've done a lot of talking. You've done some talking. I've done most of the talking. It's going to be Elspeth, not Elsbeth, which I always pronounce it.
Beth.
And a big shout out to people in the comment sections for not going after us for how we pronounced Garruk 18 different ways in the last video.
Garruk?
Garruk, yeah.
We can't even call him Gary, though, because there already is a Gary. I'm pretty sure we made that comment.
There is, yeah. The Grey Merchant of Venice. Or something like that, yeah. So we are playing Elspeth versus Garruk, Gary. Big G. Big Green G. The finals. Yeah. We finally reached the finals of the season 4 after years we've been doing this for. It's crazy. Now, there still will be a tournament or a match of champions where the winner of this is going to face off against Mu Yanling.
Is Mu Yanling beat Nicol Bolas?
Yeah, beat Nicol Bolas. I was so excited about that. I couldn't believe it, but it actually happened. He finally got dethroned by Mu Yanling, of all people.
Yeah, that was that flyer deck, I think.
It was, yeah. So I was able to just go over top. When they go low, we go high. That's how it works. Now, before we get into this match, this is something I want to try to do with each of these videos as well. I want to give out some shout outs to some people from the comment section. So because we're just getting back now, and there's a lot more people sort of that we hadn't seen comment for ages commenting again, the next couple videos are probably going to be more shout outs than normal. I'm going to try to limit to like 1 or 2 just so it doesn't get like, this doesn't become a huge long segment. But as well, too, if I think it's your actual name, I'm just going to give your last initial, your first name and your last initial. Some of it's a little hard to tell, so if I end up giving someone's full name, I apologize. But Metal Mike. Remember Metal Mike?
From way back at Pauper days and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So that was Metal Mike. Great to see you back in the comment section. Jason V as well, too, whose last name again, because I think it's an actual last name. Joshua G. Luke Strange, and I don't think that's your actual last name, but if it is, I apologize. Zero Tonin, again, don't think that's a real name. Then Tatooine Farm Boy. Do you remember Tatooine Farm Boy?
I don't off the top of my head.
I do, because I definitely remember that name from a year ago, back before we went on a hiatus. So thank you for coming back and leaving a comment, letting us know you're still around. And I believe this is a relatively new commenter who has commented a few times. Draculina's Coffin. Thank you very much for the comments. Really appreciate it. Mark H. Thank you very much. A lot of these, Joshua G. and Mark H. Luke Strange as well, too. I do remember them from before. So these are all people who have stuck around, even though we've been off for quite a while. This is a special shout out to Michael S., and I'm not saying the last name because I think that is the last name, but his avatar is a panda avatar, so that you know specifically who I'm talking about here. But I want to wish you a speedy recovery because he actually recently suffered some burns. And he said that watching our videos has been sort of one of the things he's been doing while he's been basically in bed rest because of some nasty burns that he received. So I hope you're feeling better and continuing to heal. And last but certainly not least, a super shout out to Lobster Knight, who was so kind to leave a super thanks donation on the very first video of the Adventure in the Forgotten Realms pre-release kit video that we did when we came back after our long hiatus. Lobster Knight, thank you so much. This is a super shout out just for you. I think that's it for today, for this video. So there's the shout outs to you folks. Thank you so much to everyone. And as well too, I'm going to try to be doing this with every video. So if I haven't given you a special shout out, I'm not ignoring you. Just obviously that was a lot more people than we normally would do in a single video. But I did want to make special note of some of the folks who is cool seeing again. Hadn't seen in a long time, and some of the new folks who've been very active in the community. Hmm? Travis, are you done talking yet?
I know, right?
God, man, just Never ends. So I think now at this point you guys will have seen the opening hands. Neither of us had a mulligan, which is great for a change.
Yes.
And who do you think is favored in this matchup?
I don't remember Elspeth's deck at all.
Neither do I, really.
I've seen a lot of good things from the Garruk deck.
Yeah.
So, not to be confident or cocky, but I think I got a good shot.
I'm going to cry the first time that you cast Ram through. I can tell you that right now. We are going to roll to see who goes first.
Ram 3 hit more of that enchantment that gives stuff trample.
Ooh, a tie. A rare tie. It's a roll-off. 4.
5.
Just barely.
Yep.
So you're going to get to go first.
All right, sir.
And you're going to try to ram through damage in this game. So
at some point, I'd like to do that, yes. But at this point, I'm simply going to start. If I should start?
Yes, by all means.
Just a forest.
Do you have an almighty brushwag?
I do not have an almighty brushwag. You know this deck pretty well, too, apparently. So I'll just pass to you.
I've lost a lot to this deck recently. I'm just going to play a Plains, and I'll pass the turn to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. Play the forest I just drew. And then I'll tap 2 for the Drowsing Tyrannodon.
God. Here we go. Turn 2, Drowsing Tyrannodon. Go ahead and...
So he's a 3/3 defender for 2 mana, which is pretty decent. But as long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, the Drowsing Tyrannodon can attack as it didn't have defender. So I wonder what turn 3 might...
And I know, and it's like every game we played, your turn 3 has always activated that sucker, so... Okay.
Back to you, sir.
My turn?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. I'm going to play another Plains. And I'm going to tap 2 and bring out the Leonin of the Lost Pride. It's a 3/1 cat warrior, and when it dies, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. So this has the potential of actually permanently getting rid of your Planeswalker, which can sometimes be tutored out of your graveyard. So we'll see if that actually works out that way or not. But there we go. That's my turn 2 play.
Cool.
And it is a 3/1, so right now it can go toe-to-toe with that drowsing dinosaur that you've got going on there. Pass turn to you.
All right. Untap. Draw. Once again, play that forest I just drew. So I will do a very familiar move here. Tap 3 for the Pride Malkin. I'm saying a lot today. I don't know what's up with that. Just today, though. So it's a 2/1, and it enters the battlefield. I put a +1 counter on target creature I control. And to note that each creature I control with a +1 counter on has trample. It's just like gravy on top of French fries with cheese. It's almost 3 things going on there. So I would choose to put it on the Drowsing Tyrannodon, which gives me a creature with power 4 or greater.
Yes.
Go to combat.
Yes, indeed.
So I'm swinging with my 4/4 with trample.
So I could block it and then take 3 damage instead of 4, or I can just not block it and take 4 damage. So I'm going to not block it. Go down to 16.
It's turn 3. Over to you, sir.
My turn. Okay. I'm going to play Plains. I'm going to tap 3. And I'm going to cast Dreadful Apathy. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't attack or block. I can then pay 2 and 1 white and exile the enchanted creature. So that, my friend, is going on old Sleepy Pants. Right.
I got to attack once, so I should be happy, right?
You should be, but you're probably not.
No.
That's my turn. I'll pass it to you.
Okay. Untap. So basically, he just can't talk, but you can tap and do stuff. Okay. Still on tap, though. Untap. Yeah. Draw. Play a forest. Okay. I'm going to do this. Tapping 4 mana. X is equal to 3 for Primal Might. Target creature I control gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Then it fights up to 1 target creature I don't control. So he's going to get +3/+3, making him a 5/4.
Yes.
And he's going to fight your cat.
Okay. So this is going to die.
I'll still have 1 health left.
And then as a trigger, not that it's going to matter, but I will exile that card from your graveyard.
Exiled.
Exiled.
So now he's still 5 power. I'm going to combat.
Now does that doesn't tunnel through like ram through, right?
No.
That damage? Okay.
No. Again, it's kind of a weird one, but this one lets you give it +X.
Oh, okay.
But ram through is also an instant, and only 2 mana no matter what, so...
Yeah. So I'm taking what?
5.
Okay, so I'm down to 11.
And I'll pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. Tap. Oh, I got to draw first before I can play. Well, I don't have to.
Solid advice.
Play a Plains. What to do? You know what? I'm going to tap for 2. I'm going to bring out another Leonin of the Lost Pride. There we go.
Answer for one of those.
That's my turn, sir.
Okay.
Pass it to you.
Untap. Draw. Play a forest. Go to combat.
Sure.
Swinging with my cat.
I'm already down at 11 right now.
It's only 2 damage. Only a little pride cat.
Yeah, you know I'm gonna block it.
Okay. I have no effects.
Okay. So these trade.
Let's trade. Cat hits the bin.
Cat goes to exile now as well too.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I don't think that's gonna matter, but
I'll tap 3 for Garruk's Harbinger. It's a 4/3 with protection, hexproof, from black. When it deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker, look at that many cards from the top of your library, and I may reveal a creature card or a Garruk planeswalker card from among them, and put it into my hand, put the rest in the bottom of my library in a random order. Then also tap 2 for the Elysian Carotid. It's a 1/1 plant, but I can tap it to add 1 mana of any color. But if I do control a creature with power 4 or greater, I can add 2 mana of any color instead. So obviously that he has summoning sickness, but right now he's on effect.
Nice.
He's things in. Over to you, sir.
over to me.
Over to you.
Tap, draw. Okay, well, I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to bring out the Sunlit Hoplite. It's a 2/1 human soldier. As long as it's your turn, Sunlight Hoplite has first strike. Sunlight Hoplite gets +1/+0 as long as you control an Elspeth Planeswalker, which I don't. So it's just a 2/1. Pass turn to you, sir.
Untap. Draw. Play that forest. I know only war. So we're going to swing in with both.
With both?
With both.
I will put the Sunlit in front of the 4/3, because that does not have trample, correct?
It does not have trample and does not have a +1 counter on it. It wouldn't matter if it did.
Okay. And then pre-damage, I'm going to pay 1, and I'm going to cast Karametra's Blessing. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until the end of turn. If it's enchanted, which is not, or an enchantment creature, which it is not. It also gains hexproof and indestructible at the end of turn.
Okay.
So that's going to make it a 4/3.
So they will
damage goes through. So they will trade. Yeah. I will take 1 from your plant creature. I almost drew a card. Like that's the same as taking 1 damage.
Pass.
Pass. Okay. I've got a lot of stuff that's gone to the graveyard so far.
You got a beefy graveyard. I've got a lot of stuff that's been exiled so far.
I'm going to pay 4. Still haven't been able to find that Magic 5th Landia, but I am going to bring out Hero of the Winds. It's a 1/4 flyer, and whenever I cast a spell that targets it, or targets Hero of the Wind, creatures you control get +1/+0 until the end of turn. So that's my turn. Pass it to you.
Tap. Draw. Okay. I will tap 3 to play my favorite enchantment in this deck, Garruk's Uprising. So for 1 green and 2 of anything, I can cast this enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, if I control a creature with power 4 or greater, which I still do, I draw a card. Creatures I control trample. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under my control, I draw a card. So then I'm going to tap 3 to play the card I just drew, the Wildwood Patrol, which is a 4/2 with trample, and it will trigger Garruk's Uprising. I'll draw another card. Okay. That's all it has. It's just 4/2 with trample and a bunch of flavor text.
Flavor.
So
flavorful.
Then I will simply play a forest, and I'm going to pass my turn.
Pass turn? Okay.
Pass turn.
Tap.
Passing turns, taking names.
Draw. Funny. I get this one. I don't need it now. Planes. I'm going to tap for 4 to cast the Daybreak Chimera. Now, its CMC is actually 5, 3 and 2 white. It's a 3/3 flyer, but this spell costs X less to cast, where X is your devotion to white. So since I have the Hero of the Wind, white symbol, it gets a 1x discount. Yeah, it's just a 3/3 flyer. So that's done. I'm going to pass turn to you now.
Okay. Untap and draw. Okie. So we're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tap 6 mana to cast Garruk, Savage Herald. Big G's in the house.
Did not get things going quick enough.
So he's a 5 mana. He's a 5 loyalty planeswalker for 6 mana. I can +1 him to reveal a top card in my library. If it's a creature card, put it into my hand. Otherwise, put it in the bottom of my library. I can -2 target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. And -7 is until the end of turn, creatures I control gain. You may have this creature assigns combat damage as though it weren't blocked. That's a pretty unimpressive -7. But the -2, however, is quite awesome. So it starts at 5. I'll immediately -2 to a 3, and I'm going to have my... just for the sake of it, my Drowning Tyrannodon, just in case there's something I don't know, because it's not even a fight. It's only a deal damage equal to.
Yeah.
To the Chimera.
Yeah, I figured.
Because it got the more toughness. And then, so if he blocks there, that's a trade, in theory. But I still got my plant. My plant is doing more work as a creature, so I am going to attack with both.
Okay. I will block the plant.
Okay.
And I'm taking 4.
Taking 4.
Taking 4. Down to 6.
Plant is down.
And then the Hero of the Wind lives to fight another day.
It does. That pass turn to you.
Pass to me. I will play a Plains. And I will tap for 4 and bring out another Daybreak Chimera. So, yeah. I think here, what I'm going to do, I mean, I don't know what you have in hand. I can keep both of them up. I can keep one to block, obviously. But I want to put you in a position where if you're going to have it fight again, it's going to take Garruk or Garruk out. So I'm going to go to combat.
Okie dokie.
And I'm going to swing in with the Hero of the Winds against Garruk.
I have no effects and no blocks, so he will drop down from 3 to 2, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there we go. That's my turn. Pass it to you.
I'll untap and draw. I got some funny land stuff here, so I'm going to smush up a bit. Okie dokie. So I'm going to... Now, if I don't kill that creature, you're basically going to kill Garruk anyway. In theory, next turn, because I probably can't.
I mean, there's no telling what I'll do. I'm cagey. I'm crazy.
That is fair. You are cagey and crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill Garruk here. I'm going to -2 him to 0 to have, once again, the dinosaur.
Take out the Chimera.
Take out the Chimera. I mean, it's unfortunate. It is what it is. I will then play a Forest, and I will go to combat.
Okay.
Swing it in for 4.
Any shenanigans?
At this point, no shenanigans.
Pretty much any shenanigan would kill me at this point. I'm down to 2.
Then I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Ornery Dilophosaur. He's a 2/2 with Death Touch. However, when he attacks, if I control a creature with power 4 or greater, Ornery Dilophosaur gets +2/+2 until the end of turn.
Okay.
He does not have power 4 or greater.
Easy for you to say.
No. So he does not trigger the enchantment. It's over to you.
My turn? Okay.
And yes, I am all out here. No
hell-bent, as they say.
Heck bent in polite circles, but yeah, hell-bent in this table.
I'm going to tap for 2, plus an additional 4, which I come from is 6, to bring out the...
Oh boy.
Archon of Falling Stars. Is not that impressive. For 6 mana, it's a 4/4 flyer, and when it dies, you may return target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I thought I was going to have plenty of time to get that into my graveyard at some point.
Yeah, actually.
But even then, it still has to die for me to get that bounce back. Right now, I just need blockers. So that's what that is. And I'm just going to
swing in.
Pass the turn to you and hope against hope. I mean, it seems unlikely.
We're going to go to combat.
Okay. Now, these both have trample, right?
They both have trample because of Garruk's Uprising enchantment.
Okay, well...
So he does become a 4/4 with Death Touch.
So I'm going to block it this way. So Falling Stars is going to go in front of your ornery creature, and the hero here is going to take one for the team and block the Wildwood Patrol.
Okay. No shenanigans.
No shenanigans.
No trample because you got tough butts there.
Yes, I got big butts. Those two trade.
That Officer hits the bin. Eventually those 4/4 Death Touches, eh? They sneak that Death Touch effect in there.
Hero of the Wind goes to the bin now, too.
I'll tap one. For the almighty Brushwag.
But with the mana you have...
I can activate, and he has trample regardless of the enchantment. But he does not trigger that.
He could be almighty indeed. I'm just going to quickly check to make sure that I don't think I have any... Because there are enchantment creatures in this. No, I don't have any enchantment that can be brought back with old Falling Stars there.
Brushwag, though, he's a 1/1 with trample for 1, and he has 3 in a green. Almighty Brushwag gets +3/+3 to end a turn. And not that I have 8 mana. Oh, I do have 8 mana. You can stack that, I believe, because there's no... When he attacks, you can get a trigger. It's just... You activate that ability. So
yeah. I mean, this is going to have to be a heck of a card, Travis. This is going to have to be a heck of a card. A heck of a card. This is not a heck of a card.
The smile response was not very quick.
Planes. Tap for 2. Sunlight Hoplite. A 1 toughness creature. It felt like I was 1 turn behind being able to possibly keep up with you.
Yeah.
But it just didn't actually happen. Technically, I should pass it to you so you can do the killing stroke.
And then,
yeah,
and I just pumped it.
I
can only pump him twice.
The almighty Bushwag.
Pump him, and he.
So that's the first game of a best 2 out of 3 of the finals for the 4th season of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. So there's still a chance. I'm quickly remembering what this deck is all about, and I actually do think it may have a chance to at least go 3 games. So we'll see. We're going to find that out one way or the other right now. And we're back with the second game of the finals of the 4th season of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown.
Indeed.
Travis,
yes,
you won that first game.
I did.
I would like to say it felt closer than the scores or the life totals would have shown it to be, but still, I got kind of spanked. So I get to go first because of that. Because when you get spanked, you get to go first. That's
pity rule.
Whether it be magic or whatever, that's generally the rules. So I'm going to start off with
I'm down to 6 cards. Just FYI, you probably saw them up there. They're decent 6 cards, but
I forgot. I always mention that too, and I forgot to mention. Thank you for stepping in. Thank you for stepping in.
Because usually I don't mulligan. You mean pre-quit?
I'm just champing at the bit to get going. That's why I just almost went right through. But yes, you'll see in his hands, and you'll see that Travis for once was the one that mulliganed, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Whether that works out, because in editing, it's interesting to find out what your opening hand is when you don't mulligan, and to watch you draw into the perfect lands that you need
sometimes
when you keep 2. But yeah. Anyways, I'm not bitter. Are you bitter? No, I'm not bitter. I'm gonna play Plains, and I'm gonna pass the turn to you.
Right. I will draw off the turn. Now I have 7 cards. I play the card I just drew. Whew. And I pass to you.
Can't wait to see what it was in editing. So then draw.
No Bushwag. We're all saddened by that.
Play Plains. Tap for 2. And then the Sunlit Hoplite, which we saw before, so I won't read it off again. Pass turn to you.
All right. Okay, I play another Forest. And then I also have to pass.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, again, it wasn't like a great curve and everything. It was better than...
I'm already doing better than I did last game. Yay! Well, I will be after this combat. Most likely, unless something happens. I'm going to play Plains. Yeah, you know what? Why wait? I'm going to do this now. Even though it has flash, I'm going to do this now. I'm going to cast a enchantment aura. It is Indomitable Will. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2. So now this is a 3/3 creature. And I'm going to...
4 mana?
I'm going to move to
2 cards? Dick.
Swinging for
3.
3. Thank you. Yes.
I'll drop down to 17.
And I'm going to pass the turn with 1 mana left up.
Fair enough. I'm not mocking your deck. I'm just saying. I will play the 3rd Forest. Then tap 3.
Oh, you do have a play.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I have the Wildwood Patrol. We saw him before. 4/2 trample. Centaur Scout.
Boo.
But that's not great. It's only got 2 toughness. It's
Still, having a 4-power creature on your side of the board typically kicks a lot of things off potentially.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. I am going to play a Plains. Now I could see just how badly you want to keep that 4/2 on the board. But I'm not going to. Instead, I'm going to tap for 4, and I'm going to cast Elspeth's Devotee. It's a 3/3 human soldier, and when it enters the battlefield, I may search my library and or graveyard for a card named Elspeth, Undaunted Hero, reveal it, put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. And I will be searching my library this way. So...
Is it literally just a 3/3 for 4 that lets you search the card out?
3/3 for 4, yeah. You know what?
I don't mean to mock, but
it sounds like mockery from where I'm sitting.
It's rare. It's a 3/3 for 4 to let you search up.
She was way down there. Now, the great thing about her is she's only costs 5 mana. So, Elspeth Undaunted, 2 and 3 white for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. The +2 is put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 2 target creatures. The -2 is search your library and or graveyard for a card named Sunlit Hoplite and put it onto the battlefield. If you search your library this way, shuffle it. And the -8 is until the end of turn, creatures you control gain flying and get +X/+X, where X is your devotion to white. Now, Sunlight Hoplite is going, if this hits the battlefield next turn, is going to get an additional +1/+0 if I control the Planeswalker. So, it could be interesting. It could be interesting to see how this all works out. I still need 1 more land, so I will need to hit my 5th land drop if that's going to actually see the light of day. And who knows? I mean, it wasn't like I was stuck on 4 land a lot of the game last time. I'm going to put this back in my hand. Get her off the battlefield,
thank you.
Sorry. Cheater! And I got a 3/3 and a 3/3 for a whole lot of mana I spent to get those out there, and I'm just going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
Being held hostage by a 4/2. Doesn't seem right. You jerk. I am not going to block that.
Okay.
I'm going to take 4. It's going to put me down to 16.
Okay. I'm going to tap 1, 2, 3 for the Pride Milkin. That's what the cat does. It's heads up like that. Enter the battlefield. I put a +1 counter on target creature I control. Creature I control trample. I'll put it on her, actually. Because she's already got 4 power. So I mean, she's not going to make her up to 4 power, but that's my cat.
That's your
That's
cat.
my 3/2 cat with trample. Because it does have a counter.
Yeah.
And
now, does that affect my creatures too? If I get counters on my creatures?
Creatures I control with a +1 counter.
Okay.
So, over to you, sir.
Alrighty, untap and draw. Gonna play a Plains.
Dang it! Unless he didn't throw it down, so
I already had it in hand. I was just griping for the sake of griping. And I am gonna play Elspeth, Undaunted Hero. We read it off before, so I'm just gonna go ahead immediately and +2 her. So she is now 7 loyalty to put a +1/+1 counter on on each of up to 2 target creatures. So these both get +1/+1 counters.
There go my trades.
So now they are both 4/4s. Now the thing is, you've currently got 7 showing, and I may not want to allow you to take out Elspeth right away. Actually, this is a 5. This is a 5/4. I forgot because of the extra bit of health, or power, I should say. On the other hand, I could swing in and do 9 damage to you, and that would make it so that you would have to put up a blocker next turn, or possibly lose. You also have a lot that can buff your creatures, so there may be something to be said for having a blocker as well. You know, I've talked myself into it, Travis. I'm just going to swing in with the Hoplite.
All right.
So it is right now it's a 5/4 creature.
I'm not going to chump it, so I'm just going to take 5 down to 12.
Okay. So I got some protection for Ellie there, and I'm just going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. I will play another forest. Well, we'll go to combat.
Okay.
Okay. They both have trample, and they're both going after Elspeth.
Okay. I'm going to put the Devotee in front of your Wildwood Patrol.
Okay. I'm going to tap 2 for Titanic Growth. So it's going to get +4/+4 and become an 8/6.
Okay. So it's going to spill through 7 to her anyways now, right?
It's going to spill through 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? Because this becomes an 8. And you have 4 toughness.
Yeah.
So 4, 7, yeah.
So after all that, I lose a creature and I lose Elspeth. But you don't do damage to me.
Which I wanted to.
Which is nice. So yeah, okay, there we go. So Devotee goes to the graveyard. Elspeth, sadly, still couldn't survive. And
then I'll tap for my Elysian Carotid.
Oh,
Chump.
Yes.
Isn't that right, Chump? Huh? Yeah, look at you with your chump branches reaching out. You chump so hard. Or not. I mean, it'd be big mana next turn. Maybe I want some big mana. I will pass to you.
Pass to me? Okay.
Yeah.
So untap. Draw. Gonna play a Plains. Oh. I'm gonna tap 2 and bring out the Sunlit Hoplite, I should say. Twin brother of this one.
No counters, no enchantments.
None of that craziness. And I'm just gonna pass the turn to you.
Okay. I'm gonna untap. And I'm gonna draw. This is the best bet here.
Concede. When in doubt,
No, only
conceded out.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Certainly don't tap 5 mana.
6 mana.
6. Yeah, certainly don't tap 6 mana.
To bring out Garruk.
Yeah.
Big G's back. And you heard some talk from some other Planeswalkers.
He's
Not even
back.
here
He's
anymore.
back. All right.
I wouldn't have gone with the Backstreet Boys song to Herald, the Savage Herald. The Savage Herald gets the Backstreet Boys Herald.
You never read his backstory then?
He has a backstory now? There's no.
He was originally in a boy band when he was younger.
He played the axe, apparently.
Yeah, in a boy band.
Slang
Yeah,
for
that's
guitar.
true. So
big axe.
yeah.
He's a 5 ability Planeswalker. We saw him in the previous match, so I'm not going to read him out, but I can read out that his -2 down to 3 is creature I control deals damage equal to its power to target creature. So he's currently 4/4. So I'm going to have my Wildwood Patrol attempt to.
In response, I'm going to tap 2 and cast an instant called Phalanx Tactics. Target creature you control gets +2/+1 until the end of turn. Each other creature you control gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. So I'm going to put that. I'm actually going to put the +2/+1 on this Sunlit Hoplite so that it's going to be a 4/2. But I'm going to make this a 5/5 with the +1/+1 that this is going to get till the end of turn.
Okay.
So it will survive taking 4 damage. But 4 damage is on it.
So it has 1 hit left?
It has 1 hit point
And
left.
this has how many hit points
point.
left?
This has 2.
2 hit points left.
Yeah, 2 hit points.
Cool. Cool. So we're going to combat.
Yeah.
Still swing both.
Swinging both.
Swinging both. Right now, that only represents 7 damage.
I'm going to put this 4/2 in front of your 4/2. So everything's got trample still. No, yeah, everything's got trample.
Yeah.
So this I'm not going to put in front of anything.
Okay.
So damage goes through. So I'm taking 6 still, correct?
Yeah, 5. 3 and 2, right?
3 and 2, yes, that makes 5.
Yeah.
That is correct. That's the correct math.
So I do lose my 4 power creature, though. So
yes, which is big for me, and hopefully big for you. I do lose a Sunlight Hoplite, though. Or Sunlit Hoplite.
But not your pumped-up Sunlit.
There used to be a Sunlight Hoplite as well, too, I think. And that's why I'm getting it wrong.
That's gotta be. And then I pass to you.
Pass to me.
Completely wide open Garruk.
Okay.
G. It's all sad.
I mean, it's tough to decide whether to go for Garruk or go for you, but I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna Garruk you.
Big G's down. He's now a little G. Hanging out.
And then I'm gonna tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and bring out Archon of the Falling Stars. It's a 4/4 flyer. And when it dies, I may return a target enchantment card from my graveyard to the battlefield. And I don't think I have currently one in here. No, I don't. I mean, if this goes to the graveyard, and I thought of actually sending it to the graveyard, but I think that was a really silly thing to do. I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
All right.
There's a lot that can still go south for me here.
Okay. So, I'm 1 off of that.
What does he have? What does he have that's that much mana?
It's 2 cards I have that together combine that mana.
Oh, okay.
I can do whatever I want.
Oh, I can see what you cast 1, just not 2. Oh, so okay. Well, I feel less bad for you now. I didn't feel bad for you before, but I feel even less bad for you now.
Because that thing's a 4/4 right now, right?
4/4, yeah.
All right. Let's just match 4/4s. I'll tap 4 for the Predatory Worm. It is a 4/4 with Vigilance, and it gets +2/+2 as long as I control a Garruk Planeswalker, which unfortunately would have been awesome if I had let him die.
But now that can tap for 2 mana.
Tap for 2 again, yeah. So, but your guy's a 4/4, and I only have 3 power in my little kitty.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta pass.
Pass?
Not something I like doing.
Okay.
But I don't like giving anybody another turn. Gotta play it smart. Play it safe.
Oh, tap. I'm going to pay for 2, or pay 2, to bring out the Omen of the Lost Pride. Now, interesting, because you do have Garruk in your graveyard.
Yes.
So this actually is a rare situation where I may be able to get that exiled, cutting him off for the rest of the game. Don't know how important that would be, but... And you've got a 4/4 and a 3/2
3/2 and just a 1/1.
and a 1/1. That has Vigilance but not Reach. I'm going to move to combat. I'm going to swing in with the 4/4.
It's always the flyers. It's always the flyers. So I have no choice but drop to an unhealthy 8. Oh.
Then I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Just lands. That felt so weird to untap just lands. All right, I think I can do some stuff here, though. I think I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because he's trapped that. For Garruk's Warsteed.
Oh, no! How dare you rescue him!
When he enters the battlefield, I may search my library and or graveyard for a card named Garruk Savage Herald and put it into my hand.
Oh, no!
Whew!
Oh,
Thank God.
it was such a slim chance that would actually work out, and I thought it was going to. Oh. But next time...
Yeah?
You just wait, Walters. Next time.
Tap. So you right now have a 4/4 and a 3/1, right?
4/4 and a 3/1, and then the 4/4 flyer.
Who's tapped, though?
Who is tapped?
So I'm tapping 3 for the Pride Milkin.
There we go.
And I'm going to put a +1 counter on my Garruk, my Predatory Worm. So that cat does not have it, but that cat does.
Okay.
Okay. So he's a 5/5 with Vigilance and Trample.
Yep.
And that's a 3/5 with Vigilance, no Trample.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, he's going to attack, even though he gets +2 next turn. He's going to attack.
Okay. You got one card in hand, right?
One card.
And I know what it is right now. So I'm going to double block, which seems strange, but it's also currently the only 4-power creature you have. So I will double block with the Lost Pride and with the Hoplite.
Okay. So there's 5 toughness there?
There is 5 toughness. So all this goes to the graveyard. So it's a 3-for-1, which sucks, but for me, not for you. It was great for you.
And then I pass to you.
Pass to me.
But I am on a 2-turn clock with your 4/4 flyer. If I only had some sort of removal in hand.
Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Garruk has one of his abilities to give something +2/+2. Is that correct?
No. his +1 is to reveal cards, and I can get a creature card.
Oh, okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Well, I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swing in for 4. And I'm gonna hope.
Down to 4.
Hope against hope that this is gonna work. I will play a Plains. And I will pass the turn to you. And I'll let
Fate decide?
Yep. Heart of the cards.
Heart of the cards indeed. I think you're going to win. I play a Forest. So.
Okay.
3 damage isn't going to... or 1 damage here, right? Because like 3, 4, 5, and 3 is only 8. So I need to basically draw a card. It's not a creature card. Unless I drew something with reach, but I really think there's actually a lot of stuff in this deck that has reach. See, now that was a total mistake getting rid of that Predatory Worm and being greedy. But
it could have easily worked out in your favor. Honestly, it could have.
Well, it was a 3-for-1. How can I say no to the 3-for-1?
Yeah.
I don't know, win the game. Because I'm pretty sure, yes, I drew a land, I played it. I'm going to play Garruk. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes, because he only taps for 1 right now anyway. So there's 6 mana. So target creature I control deals damage equal to its power to another target creature. It won't matter.
Yeah, because this has got 4 toughness.
Coming at me next turn. So I'm going to +1 Garruk. He comes in at 5. We can go right up to 6. And I'm going to reveal the top card of my library. If it's a creature card, put it into your hand. Otherwise, put it in the bottom of my library. I mean, nothing. It is not a creature card. Gosh!
Oh, that would have done it. That would have been the card.
Why couldn't I just have drawn that card?
Yeah.
Put it in your hand? No, it's going to be creature cards. You useless.
Yeah.
Then I could have even tapped him.
And this is also, I should point out, I think the first game I've played against you with you playing this deck where you haven't drawn Garruk's Uprising or played Garruk's Uprising during a game, correct? Like that enchantment which allows you to have...
Yeah,
yeah.
That might be it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's no point in saving any blockers, so I will attack, 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 and attack.
Okay. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's 10. That's down to onesies.
Down to 1.
Why couldn't you have an enchantment that you lose a life on your upkeep or something?
Now, there's always a chance I attack Garruk and not you.
Yeah, sure there is.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, literally so close.
I'm going to play a Plains. I'm going to move to combat. And swing in for 4.
You know how many games I've lost because of flyers to you?
I know. It's the only way I win.
I think it is the only way
I win.
Flyers, things I can't block.
Another Plains at hand as well, too. So, we go to the third game, which is great.
A little surprising. I thought I really had some momentum. And I thought once I had Garruk and then the other one, I'm like, oh, this is sweet. I can literally play Garruk first, play that, and then let Garruk hit the bin.
Yeah.
Big G.
Flying just one being able to stay just a bit above your deal damage and kill a creature thing as well too helped.
I think patience hurt me because I wanted to go for that 3-for-1 when I could attack.
All you would have had to do is this one more damage to me during the entire game. Not to rub it in. Not to rub it in. But anyways, it's gonna go to a third and deciding game. So now we're gonna see if maybe I think it would be an upset if Elspeth wins. So we're gonna find out right now.
Yeah, there's just pure greed.
I think I point directly in your your face. Yeah. And we're back in the third and deciding game in the fourth season of the Planeswalker Deck Showdown. Travis,
Yo.
Did you win the last game?
I did not, but it was mine to win. So close.
It was a very, very close match.
Yeah.
First game was not close at all, really. And the second one was very, very close. So we'll see how this one goes. Maybe it'll not be close at all for you this time.
It could not be. I have had to mulligan again.
Yes.
2 mulligans in a row. What's wrong with me?
And I haven't had to mulligan once this match, which is great. But still, I'm not overly confident. Anyways, you get to go first, though.
Yeah.
Which is a consolation prize for losing the last game. So I will allow you. I will allow you to go.
I feel honored. I'll play a forest and pass too.
Oh, no bushwhack.
No brushwag.
Brushwag. I keep calling it bushwhack. It's not that. That is actually. I saw a creature card. I think it was all the way back in. Was it Tempest? It was like an old set because I was going through a bunch of my older cards when I was trying to gather a bunch up to take to the card shop and sell. And the almighty Brushwag, I think, is a play off of a creature from a set back like a million years ago. Yeah, it was. I think it was just Brushwag.
Yeah, it
didn't get almighty until much later on in life.
Yeah, well, that was from the Ikoria set, which is all monsters and everything. Yeah.
I'm going to play a Plains, and that's all I'm going to do.
No?
Not because that's all I can do, but that's all I want to do.
Fair enough.
There we go.
I drew a card. I'm going to play that. And...
You're going to ram through?
I got nothing to ram through.
Titanic Growth?
Nothing to Titanic Growth. I have 2 choices of cards here. I think I'm going to do this. Tap 2 for the Illicit Carotid, I think. So I'm going to tap for 1 next turn.
It's ramp, right? So
it's ramp, and this deck does have some mana needs. That's it. I passed you.
Pass to me. Okay. Draw. Play a Plains. I'm going to pay 2 and bring out the Sunlit Hoplite. Saw it before. Nothing to say. Pass the turn to you, sir.
Untap. Draw. Play a forest. Okay. I'm going to... Tap 2 for the Nessian Hornbeetle. We've seen him in other games. We haven't seen this game. He's a 2/2 for 2. Insect. At the beginning of combat on my turn, if I control another creature with power 4 or greater, put a +1 counter on Nessian Hornbeetle. It's another creature, so he cannot affect himself. And that's it. There's nothing more to read. So, okay. We're going to... I mean, I'm cool trading here, I think. Because I got... I'll pass. It seems crazy. I pass. You may want to set your life total back.
Oh, that's right. I'm not at 1.
Above the 1 that it had done last turn.
Yeah.
Street Fighter,
That's better.
This is life totals recharge after matches. It's not Street Fighter Alpha with the Capcom where I think your life total didn't I don't know. Been a long time.
I don't get that reference at all. I never played a lot of Street Fighter.
I played way
when I did, it was just Blanca.
Yeah.
Because it was easy. Easy. I want to see how much you really want to keep them creatures. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
Swing in.
I don't declare any blocks.
No blocks? Okay.
No blocks.
So you take 2, sir.
I take 2. I go down to 18.
That's my turn. Pass the turn to you.
You son of a... I play another forest.
You got a lot of mana available to you.
Yes, I do. So I'm going to tap for 3 for the Pride Milkin.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to put the +1 counter on the Pride Milken.
Nice.
Still doesn't quite get there yet. But we are super close. Then I'm going to go to combat.
Sounds like a plan.
What do I want to do? We're just going to swing for both.
Okay. So that does not activate because you don't have a creature with power 4 or more.
No.
But I will take 3.
3 damage, yeah.
3 damage. Okay, so I'm down to 17.
And then I'll pass to you.
On your end step, I'm going to tap for 2 and flash out Indomitable Will, making the 2/1 a 3/3.
Cool.
So then I untap, draw. I'm going to play a Plains. I got so many decisions I have to make now.
I hear you. It's a much more cautious game, this round 3. It is the finals. It does make sense. Stuff will get real.
I'm going to... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tap for 4. Bring out Elspeth's Devotee. Allowing me to search for Elspeth. Find out where she was in this grand order of things here. She wasn't near the bottom. And she's right down in the middle. So we already read her off before. We're not going to do it again. So I'm just going to quickly shuffle up.
Oh, if she comes out next turn, those +1 counters could be trouble.
I'm going to cut. Oops. That was supposed to go like there-ish. Not cheating, I swear. And that's going to be my turn, sir. I'm going to pass it to you. With 2 3/3s. It's very, very similar to like the start of my last game.
Okay. I will play the 5th land,
yeah. Sorry.
You really like that Elspeth, don't you?
Yeah.
Before things get a little out of control, I'm going to tap 2 for the instant. Ram through. So, it's not going to really matter, though. Target creature I control does damage equal to its power to a creature I don't control. So, this is only 3, and that's a 3/3. So, there's going to be no actual trample through, although it does have trample.
Yeah. And you are doing it to this one.
I'm doing that one because that one will get 1 more power when Elspeth comes out. Plus, it's 2 for 1, you know.
Yeah.
Of course, then I do put an enchantment in your graveyard. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if I read the second part. If creature I control has trample, it deals excess damage. So, it's like trample with fight, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. So, then I'm going to go to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing with my Pride Milken, who is 3 power, but...
Yeah. I am not going to block.
Okay. No shenanigans.
Okay, so taking 3.
Yeah.
Down to 14.
I'm going to tap 2, second main phase, to cast a second Nessian Hornbeetle.
Nice. That's it. Held it.
That's it. Over to you, sir. We know you got at least 1 good card. I'm guessing one of those other 3 might be lands.
Okay. I'm going to play a Plains. I mean, you've got a lot that can get by blockers and what have you, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for 3, and because of the discount from Devotion to White, for 3 I'm going to bring out the Daybreak Chimera, so it is a 3/3 flyer.
That's nice discount.
I mean, definitely something to be said for getting Elspeth out there, but again, I don't think she'd live beyond that without a few additional blockers. So that's my turn, and I'm just going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
I'm just hoping for at least 1 more turn of quiet. Just 1 more turn of quiet before things get real.
Get real, yo?
Get real.
All right.
I don't like that math you're doing.
No? I'm just going to pass. Just going to pass.
You're just going to pass?
I'm just going to pass.
Okay, on your end step.
Oh, no.
I'm tapping 2. I'm going to put Indomitable Will on the Daybreak Chimera. So now I'm going to untap. I'm going to draw. Man, I still...
Nothing. Well, I guess currently they don't have trample because
Yeah.
they're also 2/2s,
Yeah.
but the +1 counter is not in effect because there's no counter.
I'm going to move to combat.
Combat, he says.
Yes. And I'm going to swing in with this here 4/5.
4/5, which has
Flying.
flying.
Flying, yes.
So I drop down to 14 and I start fuming about flyers.
I'm going to pay 2, and I'm going to bring out a Sunlit Hoplite. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
All right. Draw. Play forced. Tap 3. For the Pride Milken. Who will put a second +1 counter on the Pride Milken.
Which
makes it a 4-power creature.
Yeah.
I am then going to go to combat.
Okay.
Trigger. They each get a +1 counter. And now have trample. So now they're 3/3s. That's a 2/1. They at least have trample. At this point, they'll trade with that guy and trample through that guy. So now it's a weird, extra weird stalemate, because each turn that goes by, I add more power, he adds more power. Right round, we're literally adding the same amount of power, because it'll be 2 +1 counters with Elspeth, and it'll be 2 +1 counters in theory if nothing else happens.
This is what started the Cold War.
Yeah, it is a really strange stalemate at this point. Because I can say, oh, hold them back, they'll build. But they'll build. Like, it's... And literally the life totals are even.
It's a tough call.
It is a tough call.
I don't envy
you. In the end, that's what I do.
And you swing with those two.
Swing with those two, because he has Summoning Sickness. And I'm not going to give him my only 4-power creature, because his deck kind of works on 4-power creatures, apparently.
Okay. Getting blockers, the idea of blockers ready. So they're both 3/3s.
They're both 3/3s.
Both have trample.
Both have trample.
Okay. I'm going to...
There's no way you have a third copy of that.
Tap 2 to put Indomitable Will.
Come on!
On the Elspeth Devotee, making it a 4/5.
Are there seriously 3 copies of that in there? Because you've...
Yes, at least 3. I think there might be 4, but I'm not entirely sure. I think it was the 4 of... this one I might have actually done a video on, but I'm not sure. I can't. It's been so long I can't remember. And then I'm going to tap for 1, and I'm going to cast Kemetra's Blessing to give target creature +2/+2 until the end of turn. If it's an enchanted creature or enchantment creature, it also gains hexproof, indestructible, blah blah blah. I'm going to actually do that on the Hoplite though.
Yeah.
I'm then going to block both. Now the Hoplite is still going to die because it's now currently just a 4/3, but the Devotee will live. I
was hoping for damage or at least a trade, but I get 1 trade.
Yeah. So the Hoplite goes to the grave.
So sad. Once again, one of those decisions, was it wise or not? Who knows?
I mean, like you said, it's a stalemate, and we could just basically keep waiting until building up power, and I have Elspeth in hand, so once that hits, I can start putting counters on stuff. So, my turn?
Your turn, sir.
Okay. Draw.
I mean, I'll probably lose because of that decision, but I'm going to blame the flyer.
I'm going to tap.
Only get bigger from here on in.
I'm going to tap for 5. And you've currently showing 4, 5, 6, 7 power, right?
7 power. And no way to block a flyer.
I'm going to tap for 5 to bring out Elspeth, Undaunted Hero. I'm going to +2 her to bring her to 7 to put +1/+1 counters on up to 2 creatures. So here, it's a 6-sided die. It's not, there we go, that hard to find the 1. There we go. So 1. So now this is a 5/6 flyer. And I'm going to go to combat, and I'm just going to swing in with the
one I can't block.
Yeah.
5 damage. I drop to 9, and I see my hopes fading.
I'm going to pass the turn now to you.
Because even top decking a single removal at this point doesn't do a heck of a lot.
And a lot of your removal as well, too, is fighty or power damage removal. So
I tap for the Ornery Officer. Who? Why couldn't he just have reach? Why couldn't be one creature in this deck with reach?
He's got Death Touch, which is still nothing to sneeze at.
So I'm still on the 2-turn clock. For the record, Death Touch 2/2. Whenever he attacks, if I control a creature power forward, it's +2/+2. I'm not gonna be attacking with him anytime soon. Nor am I gonna be attacking with these two because he's basically just be eaten up, and I might sneak through for 1 or 2 damage. I want to keep my 1/4 power creature because that's the linchpin keepstone of this deck. So what I'm going to do after this long-winded speech is pass to you.
Pass to me.
I'm not sure what can save me.
Tap.
Because that is a 3, 4, 5, a 6 toughness creature, and all my stuff is damage removal based off my power creatures.
I'm going to +2 her again. So she's now actually in ultimate range for next turn. She was at 7, so now she's at 9. And put +1/+1 counters on these two. And I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
So 5, 6. This is for 6 by error this time.
Drop into 3.
I'm going to pay 4 and bring out Hero of the Winds. It's a 1/4 flyer, so it's a bit of extra blockage there. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
There's nothing that can save. Unless there's a creature with reach I didn't know about. No, there's a creature. I'll tap 3 for the Wildwood Patrol. And because now I'm crazy.
Now that gets +2/+2 when what?
When it attacks and I control a creature with power 4 greater. So it's a 4/4 Death Touch. I control 2 powers.
So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still pretty impressed.
And you've got no cards in hand, right?
I got no cards in hand.
Okay, so I will do no blocks. And it's against me or against Elspeth?
Well, it's against you.
Okay. So 11.
At least the life totals matter then. It doesn't matter how many Planeswalkers you have in the field.
It's going to put me down to 3. My turn?
Your turn. Where were you on turn 3?
Then I'll just swing in with my flyer.
Bing. No flyers.
Wow. I think the big difference, one of the big differences...
I didn't get my enchantment.
Yeah, I didn't get the enchantment because that helps you draw.
Yeah.
It also triggers trample across the board, correct?
Yeah.
And also early ram throughs devastated me in previous games. This one also has more flyers, more ability to go over top of it, and this deck is built a little bit better so that I can get over the hump of having more than 4 toughness, which was really difficult for me to do in the past. A lot of the time when I could pump something up, it was just at 4 toughness, and then you were just able to start ramming.
Well, it's those flashing
through to me.
For 2 mana, you're basically looking at a combat trick that sticks around, essentially.
Yeah, and having flash as well. I was holding it initially to counteract ram throughs and stuff. Yeah. And then, but just being able to sort of dole them out, and then have the additional things
past a certain point.
Yeah.
So if some removal doesn't work, and flying.
Now, at some point, we're going to be doing the Contest of Champions, which we talked about. Yeah. But we're going to give the Planeswalker decks a little time to sort of settle, to rest a bit. Because we've been doing them. We finally finished off the 4th season. And that's been going on for, feels like years. Because it has been years.
Yeah.
But we are going to now plunge into the 2021 Challenger decks. Not right now in this video, because this video has already gone much longer than we thought it would to begin with.
You ran out of time.
But it's still I'm looking at the poll right now, live action on the poll, and that is still by far the second choice for people. So at 38%. So I appreciate everyone voting. Keep voting as well too. Keep voting. You're not going to see this till Friday, so you're going to be keeping voting anyways. But I appreciate the fact that so many people voted very, very quickly, so that I could sort of get a bit of a pulse on what you guys want to see. So the next match you were going to see, we actually have the decks right here. It's going to be Dimir Rogues against
Mono Green Stompy.
Wow, they really went all out naming that deck, right? It's hard Hard to tell what that one might be all about.
Aggro and mono red Stompy.
Now, the thing is, have you looked at any of these decks, really?
It's a standard thing, so
yeah.
No.
So we're going to look over these decks a bit, and then we're going to play them. But we may not play them to their fullest potential, because we will... The way to do that is to have played something several times before.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have time to practice, because I literally just bought this today, and I'm going into it fairly blind. So, yeah. But this is going to be the next matchup. And then the following matchup is going to be the mono-red aggro deck versus... I think it's an Azorius deck. I think it's a blue-white. I can't remember the name of that one, though. But that's going to be the second matchup. The winner of this one is going to play off against the winner of that one, and that's going to be the champion of the 2021 Challenger Deck Showdown.
It's going to be mono red.
It's going to be mono red. It's always mono red. And then we're going to have that face against the previous champion, which in both cases was mono red. So if you like mono red, you're going to be in for a show in 2 videos from now. But after that, we're going to do the 2020 Challenger decks, most likely. We may throw in something different in between there, the Arena Starter Kits, for example. Or, depending on when the next set comes out, which is
soon,
Midnight Hunt or something.
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting some more pre-release kits for that, so we're going to be doing another pre-release, sort of a post-pre-release, because it's probably going to be after the pre-release. And that's going to be, so we are getting back now into current sets. I really just wanted to finish out the Planeswalker decks. I know it's sort of old school. And then as we go on, we're going to pepper it with eventually getting back to the guild kits and things like that. But I do want to try to get some more current stuff.
Yeah.
I was also mentioned, someone mentioned in the comments section, I meant to write down your name. I will find out your name and I will thank you later. I promise. Had just mentioned today that there's also, though the announcement was, I think, a couple weeks ago, there are Challenger decks coming out in October. Pioneer Challenger decks. So not standard, but for the new Pioneer format, or the relatively new Pioneer format. Is it? How long has that been around for now?
So there's a Pioneer and a Historic?
Yes. Historic, which, as far as I can tell, was sort of built so that they could have a different format of Magic Arena.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for sticking around during the chatting and everything. I hardly ever say this, but if you enjoyed the video, maybe hit that like button. I'm legally obligated to say this as someone who's on YouTube. And if you really like what you see, you can also subscribe. And I'm trying not to make that sound as sarcastic. No, honestly, do subscribe. That'd be cool. So anyways, Travis, anything you'd like to say?
No.
That's it. It's a man of few words, unlike me. So thank you guys, and I'll see you all in the next video.